All right, and Lamont, are you there?
Man, I'm in here like booty hair. What's good?
All right. All right. Lamont, you're on with me, of course. You're on with my homie Jay from Colorado. You're on with my
What's up,
homie
man? Go
Will
Raiders,
from
go Raiders.
DC. And then you're on with my nephew over in LA. So,
Okay.
all
Much
right. All right, so I guess everybody, we're going to get started. This is the Man's Guide to podcast, and I'm happy we got Lamont on because he actually came up with the first idea for us, Man's Guide to Fatherhood. So I guess I can let y'all know, of course, my nephew, he's only 17. He don't have no kids. However, he did grow up kind of without his actual dad and then with someone else in the place. So I think it'll be a cool perspective for us to get from him on some point. But then, of course, as y'all know, I have my one daughter, and then my girlfriend has her three. Will, I know you got your son, and then Jeremy, you got your first daughter, your stepson, and then another daughter, right?
Yep.
And then Lamont, you have how many kids?
One that just turned 5, and I got one on the way as we speak. When I find out the gender next week, we'll go into more detail.
All right. Same woman or?
No, different women, because for some reason, we will get into that, but go ahead.
Variety, man. Options. You got to keep options
That's
open.
all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Both of my kids have different moms because, it's just the way it is, isn't it?
Right. Sorry, so, I mean, me and Will touched on this a little bit last time we were just talking, but I know, like, the stepkid thing is kind of weird. So, like, Jeremy, how did you, like, kind of set your boundaries as far as that part? Because I know how you're going to raise your specific kids your way, but did you have an issue kind of getting in there with the stepkid?
No, I didn't, because his dad wasn't around as much. But I kind of, the way I handle it is I don't. Like, that's got nothing to do with me. Whenever his dad does come around, like, that's up to my baby mom and him. I don't care.
Right, okay. And then, Lamont, like you said, you got your one. I imagine you're in her life, or his life enough, right?
It's a girl. As much as her mom allows me to be when she's not being deleted, but
so you're fighting the custody shit still?
Yeah, I'm about to go, like, I don't want to, take her, I don't want to, take her. I would love to be with her much as possible, don't get me wrong. But I just feel that we should have a equal balance, you know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to milk me for all my funds, because it's like that's the only way they choose back to get at you. I'm going to take your money, like they the bank or some shit, but it could be ugly, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not, man. And, I just want to go 50-50 and try to do what's right. Now I got another one on the way. I want them to at least know each other, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, oh, I got the good mom or she got the bad mom. I don't want it to be like that. Like, let's just all have fun because it's these kids. I don't really care about neither one of y'all that much to put above either one of these girls if I have two girls. So let's just be civil. Do what you do. You could be who you want to be with. You can get married. I don't care. As long as he don't put his hands on my kids and as long as he don't never call him daddy because, like your boy over here, he says he has a stepkid and I don't know, I got another coworker. I don't know if you know Andrew Amick, young dude, but he was like, yeah, she has a stepdad and they're about to get married and we're both in her life, but my daughter still calls the other guy dad. And I'm like, what?
That's fucked up.
And he says that's agreement between him and the dude and keeps less drama down, but somewhere as a man, no.
So he's okay. He's okay with this other guy being called dad by his kid.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Nah, dude.
Yeah, see, that's kind of that's one of the things that we need to be talking to people about. Is like no way,
no way, Jose, and it's messed up that he believes that's okay, but then again, that's his own beliefs. But me as a man, I can't allow that.
Hell no.
Like I could understand if your homie was not in the kid's life at all, was just like whatever. But if he's there, why would you be okay with that?
I don't know. And, another thing is, we're not even on subject with anything, but, whatever. What I was going to say is, like, some females, like, okay, like, one girl I met, she was like, yeah, now you can meet my kids, and they're okay. And I was just like, damn, don't be trying to, like, throw your kids on me. Like,
Exactly.
let me
Yep.
get on in there. You don't need to be talking about your kids just because you gave me the booty. That's how the picture
Right?
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
It's like that. It's like what's that movie? Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice. And are you my daddy?
Are you my daddy?
Shit. But on a more serious note, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing, hearing your kids' ultrasounds and going through names and watching them grow up into their own personalities, man. But on another side of the adulthood, man, it could be a nightmare. One part could be a beautiful dream, the other one is just terrible, man. And man, it's a war.
I kind of like with my girl, because she has 3. She has her firstborn, and that I've never even met the guy. He's normally in and out of jail. Has no part, like, don't even pay child support because he can't stay out of jail. So but even still, like, I wouldn't be with her calling me dad. She knows I'm Eric. She knows I'm with her mom, but she still, like, and I'm still working with her. We're trying to get it down. Me and my girl have had several conversations to make sure that they understand I'm the dude. I'm going to be around. You got to at least respect and listen to what I say. And then her younger 2 are twins, a boy and a girl. And their dad is in their life. Military guy, sends child support, takes them every other weekend. He's had them for almost the whole month this whole summer, you know what I mean? So he's around, and they fully understand. Like, they'll even make mistakes sometimes and say dad. But they'll catch themselves, and I'll even let them know, like, I ain't your dad. You know who your dad is.
Right.
I'm Aaron. And, like, they'll catch it. But, like, if I would feel like I was disrespecting someone if their kid was calling me dad. Like, I feel like I would be kind of overstepping my bounds unless the dude was never around. Like, her oldest daughter, I guess, over time, if she did start calling me dad, I'd probably be all right with it because her dad's not around. So that makes sense. But as far as, like, your dad's in your life and you were calling me dad? No, hell no. No way. No way.
Yeah, and some women allow it. Like, yeah, if the kid's okay with it, I'm okay with it. At the same time, we all know these kids got their own personalities, but a lot of time they only gonna do what you allow them to do. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel. You can love the dude, whatever, whatnot, but at the same time, you gotta know.
Oh no, that's dead on too, and I'm with that. That's why I said me and my girl have conversations because I need to know what my boundaries are. Because I'll tell my daughter whatever the fuck I want to tell my daughter, and ain't nobody going to tell me shit about it.
Right.
I discipline my daughter how I discipline my daughter. But if there's something that I do that maybe you're not as comfortable with, let's work around that to where we're not conflicting over our kids, but they're still understanding that, there's a way shit should be done. So that y'all aren't just running crazy and fucking up the house and all that kind of. That's kind of what I deal with all the damn time, is trying to get these fuckers to just listen and just clean up and do something that I say. But I know my nephew kind of he's gone through that a little bit because Quentin, how old were you when Sammy came into the picture?
Either 7 or 8.
So you were already kind of well established, knowing that like there wasn't really that guy around other than me on occasion and my dad.
Yeah, my guy has always been either you or Grandpa. Neither my brother nor I ever thought too much about it. Like, we never knew them, so we never cared. And so when Sammy came into our life, it was a big deal. We had something we've never had before. So
now, did you guys instantly kind of take to him, or did it take y'all time? And I know you've gone through stuff as a teenager. I'm already aware of some of the stuff.
yeah.
But did you guys take to him originally, or did he kind of give y'all space to kind of get molded in, or?
he tried giving us space, but me and Xavier never like having a dad. We've always had an uncle or a grandpa, but not having a dad, we just kind of jumped at it. Like we kind of like, oh snap, we have a dad now. So
all right.
most of it. And even now,
So it's was it kind of shocking for you?
yeah, it was shocking because like we never knew. Well, we didn't see him as mom's boyfriend. We saw him as new dad. And
Okay.
so like it was kind of different. But even nowadays, like if I found my biological father, if I met him and stuff, he would be my biological father, not my dad. My dad is Sammy,
Okay.
despite what we've been through.
Nice. So you don't mind calling Sammy Dad because Sammy was the guy that was there.
Yeah, he's the dude. Despite issues, he's been the dude that was there for
Okay.
for the most of my childhood ish.
All right. Well, luckily, and I was gonna ask you, Lamont, because I know Will, your pops was always there. Jeremy, your pops was always there. My dad was always there. Your dad was always around, wasn't he, Lamont?
Well, that's a funny question. It's it's kind of a mix, man. I'm an '80s baby, you know, crack era baby. So, my mom, she was on drugs at the moment, and my dad, I guess he was like fighting back and forth. I was the firstborn. I got two younger brothers. We're only a year apart, and you know, I guess she had went to jail, and my dad's like, you know, I'm not fucking with you no more. She was pregnant with my brother Brian at the time. And my dad went to the Army, so I didn't really know this dude, like, you know what I'm saying, as I got older, and my mom was still on drugs and, you know, having different boyfriends, but I never called none of them dudes dad. My mom always let it be known, oh, this is my friend or whatever. Even when she had my sister, that nigga was Uncle Raj, bruh, and that's just where it was, and I ain't never gonna like him. I never did, period. But that's another situation. But my mom was on drugs, and she ended up going to prison. So when she ended up going to prison, my auntie had us, and even as I was growing up as a kid, you know, everywhere, because that's what it was, we could never stay in one place for too long. You know, I always hear, oh, your daddy got married to a white woman and got kids. So as my childhood was growing up, that's all I really knew. I didn't even know what he looked like. I just knew this nigga got married to a white woman and had kids, you know, because for some reason, black women want to make that a point of emphasis.
Yeah, right.
He got married to a white woman and had kids. Shit.
Didn't marry me.
Oh, everything. But my mom never said that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like from my aunties and shit. And
I have to ask then, because I know you, because we kicked it for a while when I was working with y'all, and we became boys real fast. We had a lot of shit in common. But I have to, I could see, and I know in you, like there had to be a dude around who taught you.
Hold on. I'm gonna get to it.
Okay.
So my mom, she had went to jail, and I was staying with my auntie Pat, which is pretty much, you know, like my second mom. You know, thank goodness for her and shit. But my mom was in jail in the Bay Area somewhere, some program shit. So my mom was like, well, their grandma's friend could keep them, and she's closer to me, and they'll be able to see her more and ever, you know, whatever. So these two fat ladies came and took us away from my auntie house. You know, I fucking cried the whole ride there. Then when I got to her house, she was like, oh, you want a root beer float? I was like, man, I don't want that shit. You know, that's what I was thinking. And to this day, I still never ate root beer, you know what I mean? But long story short, eventually my mom was about to get out, man. This is like 95, 94, you know. I was born in 86, so one day I come home from school, me and my brothers, we all share this room, and I come home from school, and this dude's sitting on my dresser, you know what I'm saying, and he kind of looked like my brother Brian more than anything. I ain't saying nothing. He was just looking at us. He was like, hey, y'all know who I am? And I didn't have to say yeah for him to know. Like, I already knew. Like, I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really have much to say. I mean, shit, what can I say? It's my first time meeting you. I can't really, like, just hug you and shit. I'm, like, almost 10, so whatever. You know, and he was like, oh, you know, I'm your dad and blah, blah, blah. But as time started going on, he started coming around, and you know, I guess him and my mom wanted to get back together, so they started working it on, and my mom had to get custody of us, and it was like a little, you know, it took a little while. First he took my sister, And me and my brothers went. We stayed in this little ass house and blah 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 and fairy tales happily ever after, you know. But right then and there, at the moment, man, it was already strict. Like, hey, this your daddy, nigga. You gonna listen to what I say. You gonna do your chores. And you know, it was different for both of us because we all had to learn each other. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, he was around at least before I hit my teenage years. You know, 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, he was there, and he wasn't there for like those first couple of years, but all in all, he was there more than enough, and I'm thankful for that. So even when he's like with his grandkids and stuff, he'd be like, oh, you know, I cherish these times because I wasn't around for y'all. So I gotta have white brother or sister Nathan and Taylor, you know, and yeah, if that answers your question.
So this is the your actual dad came back?
Yeah, this is my actual dad. You know, when he came in the house, my real dad name is Alan, you know, so mine's is Alan Lamont. Everybody just call him by his last name, Shepherd, because he was in the Army. So if you ever came around my family, they'd be like, Shepherd. That's my last name, but that's his name, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So he did come back.
Yeah, he did come back eventually, you know.
So have you ever talked to him to kind of find out like what was it in his head that made him fucking realize?
I know what it was. That's what drugs do to you. Shit. I know
Okay.
what it was. Shit. I didn't even like my mama when she was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? I remember a lot of that shit real vividly. You know.
So he was trying to get away from a situation he couldn't control, basically.
Pretty much, and he stuck it out. You know what I'm saying? He had more kids together, but obviously it wasn't enough kids, you know, and did what you could in that time, but can't always. I think I understand that somewhat.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've gone through my shit with my baby mom too, and there's no way in hell I could ever. I couldn't go back, but I have the luxury of having the upper hand, kind of, as far as my situation. I get my daughter Thursday through Sunday every week, other than the first weekend of each month. And thanks to my baby mama not showing up to court, I get her for a whole month in the summer too. So that helped my child support.
How did court go? How did court go?
Well, you know, when I went to court to actually finalize the divorce and all that, she didn't show up. So the judge was going to postpone it, but because I guess when we went to our mediation to try to figure it out together, apparently I didn't know at the time, but the judge let me know later when I was actually in court. She was in jail when we had mediation, and they brought her from the jail to the court to do the mediation. So the judge actually, when she didn't show up to the actual court, he took a recess, called the county jail. She wasn't in jail. Call around to the police, sheriff, that kind of shit. She wasn't in custody anywhere. And the letter they sent her didn't get returned. So for all intents and purposes, she should have no reason not to be there. So he went ahead and he continued. And by continuing, basically went through everything we agreed on. And then anything we didn't agree on, he basically told me, if you want it, you get it. So everything I wanted, I got. I get to claim my daughter taxes every other year. My daughter.
Why didn't you ask for primary custody? That's one thing that's always boggled me.
Well, no, because the custody was already agreed upon, so we couldn't change any of that. It was only stuff that we hadn't agreed on, and the stuff we didn't agree on was claiming my daughter for taxes, summer visitation, and like one or two other things. And for the summer visitation, I wanted a month each, uninterrupted, and I got that. So we switch off June and July every year. Then I wanted to claim my daughter on taxes every other year. I got that. So I got to claim my daughter this year for last year's taxes.
It should have been every year, dog. It should have been every year. That's the shit that...
I should have asked for every... I could have asked for every year, but I think with our custody agreement, I think he was being nice by letting me just get that.
I don't know about that.
But then...
what happened to child support?
So I don't know if I told you this yet, Jeremy, but with the child support, so
both of y'all got it good, man. Jeremy pays nothing.
Yeah,
you pay 20 cents.
I will.
You pay 20 cents a month, man. Come on.
I will openly.
It's $125 a month for you, dog. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you.
Everybody on the phone with me, and everybody who everybody on the phone listening and everybody who will hear this, I will first let you know my original child support, the way it was worked out, was $188.09 a month. All right. So my
still ain't
baby
shit,
mom.
Dude. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing.
Right. That was still low. That was still
Give
all
me
right.
that. Give me that right now.
Please,
So-
give me that too.
No problem.
So well, hold on. So
Damn,
so
man.
she goes
$1,000.
she goes and she wants to, because my daughter used to get a Social Security disability because of how early she was born. Well, that stopped. So she went and adjusted it through the state. First of all, she went to the state, so they started taking it out of my check rather than me just giving her one whole amount. So she already fucked up there. Then she goes in and brings them the paperwork from Social Security saying my daughter's never going to get this again. So it took that off, but increased my amount to $255. Well, talking to the lady on the phone, she didn't have the full information as far as the custody and our days. So when it was recalculated, she actually called me at first and told me that my child support was going to drop to $20 a month. Now, when I went in to sign that paperwork, we realized she had the days a little off, so she adjusted it. So it went up to $100 a month, but it still went down $88 from $188 a month. So
basically,
I got kind of good. That's kind of why I want to do this, because I want to be able to help people when they hear this and they have questions.
Man, I need all that, bro. Back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't have that problem. My baby's mother is cool. Like, she just.
Well, yeah, because Nicole's in the military and she's kind of good. She don't need it.
No, she's cool. That's what it comes down to, man. That's what it comes down to.
It works out.
She's cool. That's
all it is. She's cool. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Cool. We have an agreement. Like I buy Inari like all kinds of back to school shit and Christmas and her birthday. So like, as long as you stay on top of that, like that's no reason for them to.
You know
really,
what?
Like,
you see,
hold you under the water, I would say.
The thing about child support. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was about to say, man, women, they just get greedy. Like, damn, like, why you want all my cash? You know what I'm saying? Like, I pay $524. My daughter, she just started school and stuff. So one day her mom called me and she was like, oh, well, she's about to start school. And I was like, yeah, cool. I'll be there for the first day. And she was like, but I kind of wanted to go to private school.
Oh, hell.
And I was like,
there it is.
like, all right. I was like, that's cool.
You got that private
and,
money?
I want the best for it too.
You got a private check?
And she was like, check it out. This is what she said. She said it's $700 a month.
Hell no.
And you could help me pay half. I said, well, you could take that $524 and you could add another $175. And you can send her to private school because I'm not about to pay you no more money. Well, we'll just have to be going to court for an increase.
See? Lamont, Lamont, she got nasty with you, huh? When you said that, she kind of got a little attitude, right?
Got mad.
Yep. Yes, she
Big
did.
mad.
That's women, man. That's these women. Did she come off at first? Did she come off kind of like nice?
She came off nice.
Yeah, she wanted to present some shit.
Manipulative,
yeah,
bro.
exactly. That's right. Nice on the front side, but when you just keep it straight with them, oh no, you don't play my way.
She's like that guy. What's that movie that you shared on Facebook the other day, Eric? Tales from the Hood or whatever. And
Yeah.
What you guys want to get? And he's like, oh, welcome to hell. That's how they be.
Dog, 100. Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah. A better analogy, I don't think.
No, what's his name? Clarence the Third, something like that.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is fun. Oh, God. Oh, your vagina, so great. Yeah, no, you owe me $500 a month. Fuck you.
$500? I'll take $500, dog. I will take $500 right now. I pay over $1,000 for one child. Come on.
William, yeah.
That's because you got it, bro.
No.
It ain't.
Yeah.
No, dog.
That's true.
When you hear this story, dog, when you hear the story, it's too much.
But $1,000, I don't know.
He's right though.
They're buying all kinds of shit for the baby, you know. Like,
Lamont's right because I got it. I think I got it so good because of I live in a broke state. We don't make a fuck ton of money. Alimony is non-existent unless you're like a oil tycoon or something. But where you live, Will, and even where you live, Lamont, like you live in Cali, Will, you live in D.C., like cost of living's higher. Y'all get paid a lot more.
But dog,
you know, like
it's based off of.
But the actual cost to take care of a child isn't calculated properly by any. There's no reason, especially if she's not working. She should be working. I think if you're not working, you shouldn't get custody of the fucking kid because what the fuck can you do?
She's working the system.
Other than
my baby mom, she works
get my
the system,
money,
dog. She works this. She's a lawyer first.
Well,
of all,
you
dog.
fucked up and got a lawyer pregnant. That was your problem.
Absolutely, and I own that one 100%, dog. Which is why my only the bitterness I've learned is you have to beat them in the courtroom. That's it. Because what Lamont just said, that nice up front, but then the real side is on that. I'll see you in court. That's the real side. That's who they are. So after I went through my episodes, it just was like, I had enough, right? But anytime, any interaction, the only thing I picture with my baby moms is that backside. We'll see you in court, or her taking a bat to my car, or her getting all violent.
Right.
That's who she is. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I was telling my lawyer, I said, listen, if this woman was walking towards me butt naked, in a thong with some gold and, chocolate, I would run the other direction. This woman, she has a gun under that plate, so I don't trust this woman at all. And I know and Eric, we've talked about it a ton too. You have to put these women right in court. These type of women. There's a certain type of women you have to set them right.
They play the victim.
Dog, but there's only so
much.
Yeah.
No, I like what Lamont just said. They always play the victim. No matter what, no matter who she is in your face, when she's in front of that judge, my baby mama cried for no reason.
Mine did too.
Try to say that I threatened her with barrels of fucking acid and my dad's motorcycle gang coming to get her, all kinds of crazy shit. And I was like, how the fuck did my baby crawl out of you? Like, who the fuck are you?
They hit that switch, man.
I would fucking kill her if she did that.
It's not all women, man. It's not all women. It's a lot of women. It's not all.
It's a majority. It's 80%.
It is. That's true.
I'm with that. I'll give you that.
Absolutely.
And after you get them pregnant, man, it's 100%.
That's true.
Yeah.
Change gears. But Jay, man, you lucked out 100%, bro. I mean, Nicole's really cool. I'm happy that situation for you, man. But like Lamont said, that was part of the 20%. I would even say even lesser, man. That's part of like the 5%.
Yeah, but she wasn't always in that 20% though.
Did y'all go to court?
Me?
Yeah.
Jeremy.
No,
yeah.
I just got served with papers, and because I was living on my own at the time in an apartment downtown, and this guy came to the door, and he was like, "Hey, you Jeremy Powers and stuff like a normal dude." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, well, you been served." I was like, "Oh shit!" And I opened it up, and it was like it was just basically all the details laid out and how much she was asking for child support, and it said nothing. All right, so I signed it. And then I sent it back, and then I got something in the mail that we had to work it out through some clerk because they have to charge you a certain amount, which I was getting charged at first. And then she was cool once I started like getting my daughter. We came to agreement, and she just stopped with the payment because they weren't taking it out of my paycheck. So I was just sending it, and I was keeping the receipts just in case. And then we got it in writing that she didn't want any money from me, and that was it. The end.
Wow.
End of story.
Nicole's cool.
So initially there was court, but she did decide I don't want to fuck him over.
You should try to get back.
I paid that money, and she was actually cool that year because she paid for my daughter's plane ticket. So when she came out to Colorado to come see me, I didn't pay for it that first year.
Yeah, she's cool, man.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's kind of our whole point. We want to, one, of course, help dudes who might be going through our situation, but two, let them know like don't trust these women. Like I don't care how. Like my girl now,
Yeah, get it
I
in
can.
writing. Get it
I
in
can
writing.
I can say this now because normally I would say I don't care how good a pussy feels, it ain't good enough to nut in unless you really know who this chick is.
100.
But me now, my girl, she's got her tubes tied. She can't get pregnant, so I don't give a shit. I'll all day. I don't care. But if she wasn't, I'd have to be careful. I would be careful. You know what I mean? Like I love her,
in your 30s, you know, like,
but you know what I mean. Having gone through it, you know.
I think it just pretty much gives you, you know, you just got to be careful, man. You got to know, it's just a lesson learned, bro. Grass, oh my goodness, grass ain't always green.
No, the grass is the same color on the other side. They just maybe didn't water it as much. It's still the same fucking color.
Maybe some dog.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Especially living in New Mexico, it might not. It ain't greener. It's the same color. They just probably don't water their damn lawn. That's how I feel. You got it, and I'm with all you. I think we all, and that's what's fucked up. But that's what brought us together, and that's what gives us the ability to have these conversations. Is we all got fucked by the wrong woman because we were all.
She was on top both times I met it, bro. I should have knew right then.
Oh man.
And that's what, because, and that's part of another thing I want us to be able to get across to anybody who listens to us is we were boys when we did these things. We didn't quite reach being a man when we made, and I don't want to say when we made these mistakes because I love my daughter to death. I know y'all love your kids. They're not mistakes. They're here for a reason. They were here to make us men. But had we been able to become men, either mentally or raised properly, whatever the case, if we had been able to become men and had the right shit to look at and not been so hard-headed growing up, we would have been able to notice when we met this chick that they probably should have been like a one-night thing and fucking move on. Like with Jeremy, I don't think it's the same because Nicole's cool in the end, but like with me, Lamont, Will, we met the wrong one.
That's right.
And whatever the case was, we weren't paying any attention. We didn't give a fuck, and we did it.
You guys gave a percentage, right? And there's 4 of us, right? So that's 75% right there. You're right. About 75% of the women. There you go.
Well, but then you have people. You also have women, and this is kind of how. Like, I'll kind of, if Quentin has anything to say on this, I don't know if he does, or if he's even still on the line. But you have women like my sister who took her situation, realized she had little boys who got her pregnant and not men, and she was the right woman. They were just the wrong fucking guys.
Oh yeah.
So like, she did what she was supposed to do as a woman, and she didn't even take these dudes for child support because she knew they weren't shit. She told herself, "Fuck that! I'm gonna take care of my babies, and I'm gonna do what I have to do. And when I meet the right guy, then I'll be good. But I know what I'm looking for to find the right guy." And we need more women like that. We need women who are actually looking for something. And we need men who aren't boys who are just running around looking for pussy and then get a chick pregnant, run off, and lead some bastard kid out in the world.
Let me jump into it real quick. This is Will. So that right there, I would say in these circumstances we're talking, I own up to my mistakes and my actions and behavior. In general, I say it's the guy's fault, right? In general.
Yeah.
It's the guy's fault.
It's always our fault. It's always our fault.
And just owning up to that.
Unless she's super horny, because that's the only thing. Like, if she's super horny, then it's not.
But that's still our fault because we fall for it.
I was still.
We be super horny too.
Yeah. I would still put it on.
You horny too for a change? Jesus. My day.
You're horny?
You know?
Cool.
I just didn't wear a raincoat. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
It wasn't raining, so I figured I was all right. And then turns out I became the storm, and oh shit.
So I mean,
it's raining like crazy in Colorado.
In my understanding of how my situation is, what my mom told me is that she gave the biological father an option to whether or not he wants to be a part of my life, but he's the one that in the end said, no, I'm good.
Well,
Yeah, and see, that's why I was saying a little boy.
A lot of guys will leave if they got the option, if they never wanted to be there, But then again, it's the other way around a lot of times too. Sometimes dudes do want to be there, and the bitches just be like, "Hey, man,
exactly.
Yeah, there's
it's your level of
for every
selfishness,
guy that doesn't want to be there, there's a woman that doesn't want a guy to be there.
That's true.
You know what I always thought, and maybe it might sound strange, but especially for women, especially my peers that I know, it's like they rather chase a dude that don't want to be there, but will let the dude go that does want to be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all the time.
That's right.
That's 100%. That's 100%.
Oh, they'll take advantage of them though.
That's it. Well, they'll take advantage of the guy who doesn't even want to be a part of it. But you're right though. The guy who does want to be a part of it, they don't want him there, but they'll take advantage of him. They'll go for his pocket.
Absolutely.
They'll try to get everything they can instead of just letting him be a fucking dad.
Jeremy, you knew that. You can't let these hoes. But I don't know, man. It takes two, obviously, and I wouldn't say that everything was gravy on my part, because if I knew what it was, I just would have been a Trojan man. You know what I'm saying? But nope. Oftentimes we think with our extensions, and that'll often get us in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, that comes back to still being a boy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what little boys do.
Our nature, man, is just that the law is against our human nature, bro. And
that's true. That is that's really what it's about.
That's really fucking point.
That's a huge topic right there.
I think
that's a great point.
Has been naturally promiscuous.
Of course,
I like that though.
It's part of human evolution to just want to like.
Will, you should write that down. The law is against our human nature. That's fucking brilliant.
Dog, that's a huge topic right there, man. But hey, it's been about an hour right now, fellas. But I wanted to tell Clinton this. Hey, Clinton. So you heard 4 guys right here talking, and Eric's main point is about going through this fire with some crazy woman, and then going from a boy to a man. The big thing that I've learned through this process is it wasn't necessary. Am I a different person going through it? Yes. Is it necessary for you to go through it? Hell no. And if you simply take notes and stick with some principles, man, like firm, and don't compromise your principles at all for any woman, then you're gonna be you won't have to fall into this trap and go through this fire that we went through, because it's straight up a fire and it's a struggle. That's all there is to it. You don't have to go through it still to reach your level of maturity. It's not something you should desire at all.
Yeah. If I could say one thing to add to that, man, is not just because my dad always told me, man, wrap it up, man, it's cheap. But not only that, because often we don't listen. But man, take your time, bro. Like it's never ending, man. Just take your time and make sure that's what you think you want, man, because you got to know what you want. If you just like, I like this type right now, and then like take your time, man, and get your money, and everything else will fall in place. Let her come to you, man. Do not chase no pussy, man.
Never.
And if she say take the condom off, go home.
Go home.
Shit.
Hell yeah. Beat off.
Yeah.
Become a professional masturbator, dog. That's what I'm saying. Professional masturbator. That's the truth. Shit.
Like, honestly, if I could have redid it, and if you, like, just to add to that, too, if you could wait till you're over 30 to have a kid, that's probably best, too.
Yeah.
Especially now with this the way the economy is. It's just smart to think of that. So just remember, like, you're young. You got till, like, you're 30 to decide to do that. So then you'll meet the right man.
Our society
you might meet
isn't
the right girl before, but,
that.
like, really sniff them out, Make sure it's the right one.
Hey, but if
you're gonna have kids.
If you do make the mistakes and you do get a girl pregnant, just know you have plenty of people available for you to help you through the process to make sure that you don't get fucked. You don't get fucked over like so many guys have. because you've got all these people who can be available to you to help you out if you should happen to make that mistake. I don't want you to. None of us want you to. But just know you've got that available for you. And everybody who listens to this, hit us on the messages. We'll get back to you, answer your questions. This is our first run. We're just getting everything going here. I think this was awesome. I'm happy that we had everybody we had on the line. And like Will said, we're kind of running at the time here. Don't want anybody else any much longer. But I just want to say I appreciate everybody being part of this. We'll hit y'all up as soon as we got it up on the internet, and y'all can listen to it and start spreading it around. And next week, right, Will? Every Sunday, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
So this was Man's Guide to Fatherhood. We touched on a few things. I definitely know we're going to get back into these topics again. But I want to say thanks, Lamont. Thanks, Jeremy. Of course, thanks, Will. Thanks for recording it.
This is the first time that I've actually... Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, dude. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I completed a game of 2K Pro and with my team, and we're winning. Thank you, guys.
Doing man shit while talking man shit. I love it. But yeah, thank you to everybody. I'll go ahead and hang up, but I'm gonna call you back on your phone. We can kind of mix some stuff up and see what we can do with that part. And I'll hit all y'all up on a later date to let y'all know what's going on. And Quentin, I'll probably call you in a little bit too, man.
Okay.
All right, love all y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out.
Peace.
Man's Guide to Fatherhood. That's just part 1. We're coming back.
1.
We out.